make them slaves, rape them, have babies for them, break up family unit, take the fathers from the black family unit. And this is one of the reasons why our fathers and our black cultures is not as strong as they should be, because it was divided way back in slavery time. Okay? This is Clarence. This was Lawrence Hemmingway. If you look in your book, you'll see him. He was an entrepreneur. He owned a candy store, and he was a preacher. And they wrote an article about him back in the day when he was just well known. And he never denied himself being black. A lot of our family members went for white, but this is on the Hemmingway side, Grandma Gladys side. But he never denied being black, okay? And if we all that went to the house, that went to Carolina, you saw the house across the street from Grandmama going to the left. That is his ancestral family, Cousin Jean's house. No, across the street. And this was a house on the side. Cousin Angie told me that was his house. His family lineage is they still got that house. Remember, did I put a picture of it in here? I mean, put a picture of it. You want to come up here and tell me?
Yeah, tell that part.
Come up here and tell me. Come, cuz. Now listen, this is Cousin Jean. She is the eldest of the family. She
look good though.
Don't she look good? Come on, y'all.
Cousin, you
she
fine.
is the
You
eldest.
fine, girl. You
And
fine.
then it's Auntie Shirley. She's the second eldest. Then it's me. I'm the third eldest. And then there's Bridget. She's the youngest.
Well, I can't be the fourth elder. I gotta be the youngest.
Well, she's the fourth elder.
I can't kick that youngest for nothing.
Okay. Hemmingway owned, I don't know if any of you have been to South Carolina, but it's a street called Hemmingway Highway 378. From the end of that highway, from the end of the street of 378 all the way was owned by your ancestors. Your ancestor kept all of that information until she's not up here, but we have to find a picture of her. She would have been my great-grandmother, right?
Yeah, great-grandmother.
She was great-grandmother, which was Lucy Hemmingway. This is where we end up losing the property. We had here Lucy Hemmingway. Lucy Hemmingway had 7 children. 2 of them went to live in Boston, which we don't even know. They left Connecticut and they moved to Boston. All we know about is the girls, which was Gladys, which was Margaret, which she was a school teacher, which we had Leonard, who was in New York at the time. During this time, a lot of the land was sold off during this particular time. And great-grandmother Lucy, she sold some of the land to send Leonard through school, which was the baby. Also, they used money also to send Aunt Marguerite to school, which turned out to be she was a school teacher. This is where we end up the line. Also, it was Jacqueline who also, she went off to New York, and then she had an accident, and then she kind of broke this line a little from people having more education. So then when Gladys had her kids were taught to, education was very strong. During this time, that's what she was teaching her siblings, which consists of my uncle and how many more?
It was Uncle Bubba, Auntie Margie, Aunt Daisy, and
Uncle Frank, Uncle Frank.
Uncle Frank and Uncle Elvin.
Yes.
Uncle Frank.
That's where they, right here is where, right at this time here is where they decided that, hey, we need to make sure that education is being taught to the people that were going to be leaving. Like Bonnie had to go back to school, be an RN. Wanda had to go to school and be RN. So then this is what they did to keep this connection of education together. So that's why we're trying now to make sure your ancestors, like whatever our ancestors told us, that we need to make sure that it is trickled down to our future generation.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay. Okay.
Gee,
Now,
I got a question. Could you tell us an approximation when you say from 375? A lot of people ain't that here didn't go to Conway. About how many miles you would say the stretch of land from 375 that we own?
Okay, now, they started where the Grandma House was. Okay, all of that corner, that whole corner was owned by the Hemmingway.
And-
plus in the back,
Right, the
we
cemetery.
own a cemetery.
Right.
We own a cemetery that the majority of a lot of us have gone out, like my mom and my dad and all of my brothers, they went back to live to be in that cemetery. But we do own a cemetery there. So if any of you interested in that, we were talking about maybe one day we could go there, also see. Our ancestors started off with the 1500s. All of that is there. All of that information is there. And they can't sell it because due to the fact that we have to make sure that on Hemmingway, we're trying to make sure Hemmingway Vereens are the ones that's in that cemetery. Bonnie and I have been trying to keep that cemetery clean. But due to the fact that when we hire someone, we trust them, we paid the money, and a lot of it wasn't done. So maybe that would be our goal for a couple of years, that we go back to Carolina. We look at the cemetery, we try to clean the cemetery up.
okay, not only that, there were some properties across the street from where we at.
Yes, we own that.
We own that too, our family, our bloodline, and now it's a big hotel or something. That belonged to us. So, of course, it's not there anymore.
Yeah, well, due to the fact that, they were trying to make sure that the people, our family, your mother, my father, all of us, they were in charge of carrying that line on. So,
All right, so now, now this right here is the Hemmingway. Hemmingway, this is John Hemmingway. And he was born in it's in the book. John Hemmingway, born 1861. It's in your book. 1861. He was married to Mary Hemmingway. Okay? And there were light whites on the white side. Now, I'm going to say this. My daddy told us, and even my Auntie Lillian told us, they tried to keep the family white. So when Aunt Grandmama Lucy, when we would go up there, all I saw was this little white lady with long white hair, baby doll hairs, sitting on the porch rocking. So one day I asked my daddy, I said, Daddy, who's that white lady over there? He said, that's your Grandma Lucy. But she wouldn't deal with us because we were dark. You might as well know the truth. We were dark. Grandma married Granddaddy, which was dark.
Granddaddy Scarborough.
Granddaddy Scarborough, if you look in your book, you'll see him. Granddaddy Scarborough was a sporty man. He was a sharp dresser. He loved to tap dance. He used to come and tap dance for us all the time. And he was a big joker. Okay? I could tell you some stories about him and Grandma and their little fights that they had. Grandma and Scarborough had Auntie Lillian, which is her mother, and you see her in the book. Had Bubba Scarborough Jr., he is in the book. Had big boy Charles Vereen, Margie Vereen, Albert Vereen, and Frank Vereen. Okay, this is Daddy. They was mad with grandma because grandma started producing dark-skinned kids. Okay, it's in the book. We didn't put it up here. So the next time we do, we got the Vereen in here. If you look at the book, you'll see the Vereen started. Okay, let me stop right there since he asked. The Vereen started. His name was Frank Vereen. This is him right here. And I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it to you. See, this is him right here. And he was a mulatto. Okay, Frank, which his name was Bud Vereen, he was a deacon in the church. He was a black Dutch slave. He was a slave on Vereen plantation. Old folks said that Frank's daddy was an old Dutch man and his mother was a young black slave gal born in North Carolina. When he was a baby, learning how to walk and talk, old man Vereen, that was the Vereen plantation. Okay, immediately started training Frank, which is our ancestor, our great grandfather, to become a houseboy in the big white farmhouse near Waccamaw River. Granddaddy was very gifted. Frank knew the 10 Commandments, the Lord's Supper. He could read and recite Bible verses. President Abraham Lincoln was president, and the Civil War was in full swing. After the war, Granddaddy was given his freedom. He was only 12 years old. Okay, that's in our book. So after him was his son. He had several children, but then he had also his son, which was Henry Vereen. It's in the book. Henry Vereen was born in 1883, and he died in 1959. Henry Vereen had Scarborough. Had Granddad. It's in your book. The next page. He had Scarborough, which is y'all some of y'all great-great-granddaddy.
That's Grandma Gladys' daddy.
Yes, that's Grandma Gladys. That's our grandma.
That was Grandma Gladys'
Husband, yeah.
Okay, that's Grandma Gladys' husband.
Now, he died July 4th, 1978, the year y'all was born. We was pregnant when he died.
Yeah, Sheena and me. Yeah.
Okay, Granddaddy was a working man. He was a sharp dress. Ooh, he loved to dress sharp. Dap Daddy, they would call him. And he loved to dance. He loved to have fun. He was also asthmatic.
Oh, that's where
He was a
asthma
very bad asthmatic.
That's where asthma comes from.
Yeah. He was married to Grandma Gladys Vereen, Hemmingway Vereen. I remember when he was working in Carver Village, Granddaddy was even sharp dressing in his green uniform. When he even went to work, he was clean. Granddaddy and Grandma was so funny. I remember the days we received the news of his death.